It's so nice to be here. This is exciting. This is cool, man. I'm doing a US TV show. That's cool. To give you some context for where my career is at in England, earlier this year, I did a show in a church. Like an actual church. I don't mean like an ex-deconsecrated church. I mean on Friday and Saturday, there's music and comedy, and on Sunday, it's a church. And it turns out I love performing in churches, which makes sense on a structural level, because ultimately a church is a building that's designed for people to speak in and for other people to listen to and appreciate that speech. So the sightlines are incredible, the acoustics are phenomenal, but also I think it's nice, occasionally, for somebody to speak in a church who looks more like Jesus than any picture of Jesus you've ever seen in your entire lives. They whitewashed Jesus. Do you think when Jesus was being crucified, he thought, well, at least they'll remember what race I am? No, they won't, Jesus. You're going to have blonde hair and blue eyes before they've dragged you down off that thing. Poor Jesus. He went up there a Middle Eastern man. He came down looking like the bass player from an indie rock group in the early noughties. Poor Jesus, from the King of Kings to a King of Leon. What a life. It's a pleasure to be here, to be doing comedy in America. I'm also really here as a diplomatic envoy on behalf of the British population. And I would like to say, on behalf of my nation, to the people of America, thank you so much for electing Donald Trump president. I understand it's being received with some tension in the room. But genuinely, thank you so much from the bottom of our hearts for electing Donald Trump. Because when you elected Donald Trump, you showed a commitment to the special relationship. You have stood by our side and not abandoned us when we needed you the most. Because it was Brexit, then Trump. So you saw us commit geopolitical suicide. And instead of reacting as you should have done, which is to go, there but for the grace of God go we, lesson learned, you reacted like this. Not on your own, little buddy. And now the two of us are just going off the edge of the cliff like Thelma and Louise at the end of the film. Don't get me wrong, I'm glad it was Brexit first, then Trump. It's like The Office. We came up with the idea, and then you looked at it and thought, well, we like the basic premise, can we pump in more money and some high-profile celebrities? Because for a hot minute, we were the stupidest country in the world. Then you elected your 45th president, both in terms of chronology and quality. And we got beaten back to a creditable silver medal position. Everybody's very angry in this country, everybody's very angry in my country. And, you know, there's people who you should be legitimately angry at. Like, people should be angry with men. Let's face it, lads, we've had a bad couple of million years, right? But at the moment, things feel particularly toxic. Last year, a guy in Toronto hijacked a truck, and he drove it into a crowd of people, and he killed 10 of them and injured 15 more. And when the police investigated, they found out that his last Facebook post that day said that he was leaving to start an incel revolution. Now, incels are groups of men who exist in dark pockets of the internet, and they're very angry. And they're very angry because they say they are involuntarily celibate. That's what incels means, involuntarily. So involuntarily... Basically me between the years 1985 and 2006. And I know that there are some people here going, hold on, were you a 21-year-old virgin? And to those people, let me just say this, shut up, okay? Just shut up. It's hard for some boys. Also, it happened in February and I'm an August birthday, so shut up. I'm doing a show. I don't have time for your maths, right? Listen, we all go through periods in our life where we are involuntarily celibate. That happens to all of us. But what do we do when that happens? We don't kill people. That's weird. What do? We handle our business. We go to our rooms and we masturbate to self-penned Buffy the Vampire Slayer fan fiction. Don't judge me, young, cool, hipster audience. You have no idea. I came of age in the era of dial-up internet. You either waited 45 minutes for a JPEG to load or you improvised. Those were your only two options. You have no idea what it's like now. You can stream HD porn videos on your phone while you're taking a dump like you all definitely do. Back in my day, we used to have to sit there waiting for the image to go like this. Having to sustain an erection for weeks, months, years at a time, all the while hoping that no one called on the landline, because that would be the end of the whole operation. Internet was a weird place. There was no Google. The best you could get was an animated paperclip asking you if you were writing a letter. That's the best that you could get. Now, here's the thing. When this incel stuff happened, I thought, well, people will be really angry about this. And weirdly, people weren't. The New York Times published an article suggesting we have a redistribution of sex. Meanwhile, in the UK, a magazine published an article suggesting the government provide free sex robots to incels, right? Now, I found that quite frustrating because, OK, I am a nice guy. No? That was a deafening silence. Listen, I am a nice guy, but even I have my limits, OK? Because look at my... OK, I'm just going to say it, right? Every time there is a terrorist attack of any description, I always think two things. The first thing I'm fine with, the second thing I'm embarrassed by, but I want to tell you about in the interest of building empathy. The first thing I think whenever there's been a terrorist attack is, I hope everyone is OK. Fine. The second thing I think whenever there's been a terrorist attack is, oh, God! Please be a white guy! Oh, God, I want it to be a white guy so badly. Every time they're about to announce the name, I'm always like, come on, Graham Johnson! All I want to hear is the suspect is known to be a fan of Mumford & Sons and the film La La Land. That's all I want to hear. Because when white people kill people, no one cares. Everyone's like, he was probably hungry. Come on! Maybe his internet was being weird. Let's not make a big deal out of this. And all I'm saying is there's a cultural imbalance, and I'm just trying to redress it. That's all I'm saying. I just think there's a double standard when white... I don't have a problem with white... Guys! I don't have a problem... Guys! I don't have a problem with... Guys! I don't hate white people. I will have you know that some of my best friends... hate white people, and they're much angrier than me. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you very much.